join. Now see, in previously whatever queries we did, or we the commands we gave, they were fulfilling a specific criteria, and they were displaying the result from one table only. Okay, now see, this all was from one table. Now if I want to display the data from two different tables or more than two tables, I will be using inner join. Okay, what is the function of inner join? Suppose I have two tables, teachers table here, and the other table is subject table. Okay, so I want to display the teacher name from this table and the subject name from this table. Okay, now what I want to do, I want to combine data from two different tables. So for that I will be using the keyword inner join. Okay, how I can use it? So first you have to use the command select. Now here can you see I have written teacher dot teacher name. What is this teacher dot teacher name? This is the table name, and I'm using dot teacher name. Why? Because on I want to be on safe side, because I'm using two different tables. So if you're using two different tables, it is better to use a dot sign to access a specific field from a specific table. So that's why I'm writing this is the table from which I want to access this field. That from the teachers table, access the teacher name. Okay, so whatever I'm writing the select statement, it will be displayed in the result. Okay, teacher name, and plus I have written subject dot subject name. It means select this subject name from this table, subject table. Okay, now next one is, after you have written the select statement, we always write from command. एंड फ्रॉम में क्या लिखते हैं हम? फ्रॉम में वी गिव द नेम ऑफ द table. Okay, now here we have two tables, so it means we should define two table from where I have to select this teacher name and subject name from teacher, and also the other table subject. Okay, but how I will write? After the from table, please look at the projector. After the from, I will write the first table that is having the primary key. Okay, so I will write the name of the table teacher first, and the second table subject I will write it after using the word inner join. First I will write inner join, then I will write the name of the second table. Okay, so on which criteria I am joining them? I am joining them on the basis of, can you see any similarity in this table? What is common? License number. Okay, so you can say the license number is a primary key over here, and here it is serving as a foreign key. Okay, so the you have to find the similarity. What is the what is one attribute that is common in both? So in this table, license number is common in both, so I am joining them on the basis of license number. Okay, so after the word on, I will write license number equals to license number. Okay, which license number? Teachers table license number, so I will write teacher dot license number. Is it equals to the subject dot license number? So wherever it will get the similarity, like this 101 matches with this 101, so what is the entry here? John. Okay, so based upon the similarity, it will display the John, and which subject John is taking against the 101. Can you see which subject? Math, so it will display math. Okay, the second entry is 102. Okay, this 102 is matching this 102, so based upon this, Alice, and it will, Alice is taking which subject? Science, so it will display science. Okay, so what are you doing here? We are displaying the data, or we combining the data from two different tables. Okay, now see this one again. Here I have two tables, booking table and band booking table. Right, I want to display the venue name and the date. Okay, from this table, but the criteria that should be fulfilled must be from the second table. Okay, now see what I'm doing. I'm saying that you select booking dot venue name and booking dot table, so this display here the result from booking. Which one is the my primary table? This one, so I will write the name of this table first after the from. Okay, then I want to join it, make it inner join. Okay, inner join on which basis? You are inner joining it with the second table, band booking. So after inner join, we write the criteria band booking, on which criteria? Band booking dot booking id. This is a common thing. Can you see? Booking id is a common thing. So I will write uh, band booking dot booking id is equals to booking dot booking id. Okay, first you write the table name and then you write the field name. Okay, if they both are equal, you join their data. Okay, on which basis? Where band booking dot band name equals to computer kids. Can you see computer kids here? Okay, for which, see, we have two entries for computer kids in booking id 1 and booking id 3. Okay, so they are saying in this table wherever you get computer kids as a band name, okay, you display that entry like booking id 1 and 3, venue and date. Okay, so for booking id 1 it is computer kids. Okay, so what is the booking id here? 1. Venue name is venue A. Okay, so it display venue A here and its date will be displayed here, same date. Okay, again, where can we find the computer kids? In booking id 3. Okay, so you go back to this table. In booking id 3, what is the venue? Venue C. And what is the date? This. So venue C and date. Now what is the difference between the last table and this table? Here we were selecting the field name for two different tables. Okay, this was the field name for first table and this was the field name from the second table. But here we are selecting the field name from the same table. Venue name and date are both from the same table. We are not displaying anything from the band booking table, but we are fulfilling a criteria. That criteria is coming from the second table, band booking. So we, if you want to write that criteria from the second table, so we always write the criteria in the where command. Okay, so we have written that if it is fulfilling this criteria, wherever the band booking dot band name is computer kid, only display those venue name and date. Is that clear? Okay, now see, another task is what you have to do. You have to create a query to show the first name, second name, and the subject studied by each student. So we have a table here. We have two tables. One first table is for student. I have written this in this form also. Okay, it's not necessary that you will be given always you will be given a table with data. They can also give you in this format. Here you will they will write the table name, and inside the bracket whatever is written is the name of the fields. Okay, so this the first table student and these are the fields, and this is the second table and these are the fields. Okay, so for just for the explanation I have created, I have populated this table with the data so that you can have a better understanding. Otherwise it is not necessary that they will give you a table with the with all the rows filling with the data. Okay, you just look at the pattern. What is the pattern? The table name here and the field name over it. Okay, so now if this student id, it will be acting as a primary key here in this. So again, student id is here. What is the student id here? It is a foreign key here. Okay, you need to understand this. Now that you want to create a query from both of these table. Okay, and this table, what you need to show? First name, second name, and the subject studied. Okay, so where are the subject studied? The subject studied are in the second table, and the first name and the second name are in the first table. So my result should be like this: first name, second name, the subject name. Okay, so these three fields I will be giving in the select command. Select what? First name, second name, and the subject name. And before every field I am writing the table name also with dot. Okay, because I'm using the inner command, I'm using the data from two different table, right? From which table? Which one was the table? Primary table, student. This one was because it was having a primary key. So I will write the name of this table first from student, and after student I will write the keyword inner join with which table you want to join it with. Student subject. So I wrote the name of the student subject, and then after that you have to give the on keyword. This is basically you are joining those two tables on which basis, on which criteria, where student id of subject table is equal to student id of the student table. Okay, so student or student id, this is student table dot student id is equals to student subject dot student id. Okay, if both are equal. Now see, an extra statement I have given here. You are joining these two tables, plus I want to join them in a group. Sorry, I want to join them on the basis of an sorted order. Okay, which sorted order? Ascending order, because I have not written descending here. So automatically it means that when you write order by, it will automatically sort it according to the ascending order. So according to which criteria which field I am sorting? Second name. Okay, second name is from the table student, so I will write student dot second name. Okay, so can you see when it is sorting, can you see the ascending order? Brown, brown, brown. Okay, can you find out here? Brown. Okay, so brown, 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 Johnson, Smith, and Smith. Okay, the first name and the second name once. And remember, if you are sorting this second name according to any orders sending, the other entries, the subject name and the first name, they will also move according to the sorted order. it will not happen कि सिर्फ ब्राउन ऊपर आएगा और ये कैरल वगैरह पीछे नीचे ही रह जाएगा. It will be also, this it has a link with first name and subject name also. So these entries will also be moved according to the this order. Okay, is that clear? Okay, next one is, okay, so next we will see that what are the maintenance commands in data manipulation language. Okay, maintenance commands are when you want to add any row in a particular table. Okay, and you want to delete some rows or update their entries. So how we can do? Suppose you want to add this data inside a row, particular row. Okay, so if you want to add a data in a row, what you need to do? You need to use the insert command. Insert into, and then the table name, and then here you can specify the field name. Suppose you wrote these field name in the same order in your database, so in the same order you will give the field name and values. Then whatever value you want to give for the student id, it will be place one, second one will be name, third will be age, and then the last will be grade. So you have to follow this order. If the field names are given in this order, first one is for student id, the same order you will follow for the values. Okay, so it will populate the data in a way that this first entry will be for the student id. Okay, and you can write this command also in this way. Now see here what I have done. I am again inserting the values in a row. My purpose was to insert the values in the rows, but I have not used the field names over here. Here I use the field name, but here I have not used the field name. Can you see the field name here? No, I have only used the values. Okay, so if you're using the values, only values, so you need to be sure that the order in which you are giving is correct. Suppose I accidentally wrote Peter instead of student id, so it will give me wrong entry. I have to show that this first entry is for student id. Okay, so if you want to be on safe side, you can use the field name first and then values. Then you are sure that okay, this first entry is for the student id. Okay. Okay, now if you want to delete a record means a particular row, you can use the keyword delete. Remember, we in the DDL we use drop keyword. So drop was actually, you when you use the drop keyword, drop and the table name, it was deleting all the fields of the table as well. Okay, but here if you use the keyword delete in the DML, data manipulation language, what will happen? A particular row will be deleted. Okay, now see, this is a table. It has how many rows? 5 rows. Okay, and suppose I want to delete only those rows whose department is hr. So how many rows are there? Which hr? With hr, 2 rows. Okay, so with one command I can write delete from table name. What you want to delete? Where department equals to hr. So automatically it will delete row number 1 and row number 4, and it will display the result without these two rows. It will display only 2, 3 and 5 rows. Okay, you can see there is no HR department here. Okay, so if see with one line, even if there were 100 rows with HR department, it could delete them so easily. Okay, now see again, this is the command where you are giving delete from student, where student ID is equal to S1301. Okay, what will it will do, it will delete a specific student ID which will have only this ID. Okay, that specific row will be deleted, right? Now next one is if you want to update your table. Okay, now suppose this is a table, everyone look here, this table, I want to update the first row which is having the entry of age equals to 18. I want to update this entry to 19. Okay, so what I can do, I can use the word update and then the table name, and then I can set a new data for that. For setting new data, I will use the keyword set. For which field you want to give? Age. Okay, this is a field I want to change. Set age equals to 19. Now which age? I have so many ages over here, 18, 20, 19, 22, 21. So I have to specify for which row I want to change the age to 19. Okay, so if I will write only till here set 19, it will be confused because I have not given the I have not specified any row कि किस ID के लिए मुझे change करनी है. So next command I can give where student ID equals to 1. So I have specified for the student ID 1, change the date change the age 18 to 19. Okay, so once I run this query, it will update the value to 19. Okay, similarly if you want to change the name of Bob to suppose Alice, so or any other Eve. Okay, so what I can do, I can write here set name equals to Eve, where student ID is equals to, I wanted to change Bob. Okay, so where student ID will be 2. Is that clear? So in this way I am updating my value, right? Okay, next we will be working on some aggregate function. Aggregate functions are those function. What kind of function are they? Have you done them in Excel when you were in IGCSE? Aggregate function can be used to calculate the sum. Yeah, they can count something. Yeah, you are applying some arithmetic operation, then like you can calculate the average of some numbers, you can find out the maximum or minimum number out of them. So these are your aggregate function. Okay, now look at this table. Now this table want you to count the number of entries in this table. Okay, the number of rows in this table. So if you want to count the number of rows in a particular table, you can use the command select. Okay, count. The count is basically the aggregate function which will count all the entries in a particular table in a particular, in row wise order. So select count static from which table order. So count will, what it will do, it will count all the rows and total it has 34 rows, so it will give the count static how many, 34. Okay, now can I want to tell you if what is the difference between this count statement and this statement. When you write select count and you specify the field name. Okay, I'm writing here field name order number from order. So what will happen when you don't write static and you only specify the attribute name? What is the attribute order number? So if any entry is null, null means there is no value present there. Null does not, remember, null does not mean any entry that is having zero value. It is not null value. Null value means that missing value. Suppose you have not entered any order number in row number 3. Suppose you have not entered here. Okay, now if you will give the select count command, okay, what it will do, it will not count that row number. Okay, it will display the count to 33, because according to this table, if the row number 3 is missing, there is no entry, it should not count that, it should display the count to 33. But if you are using count static, okay, even if the third row is null, if it is not present, if something is missing, still it will count the row. Okay, you getting my point? If you are using count static, it will give the result 34. But if you are using the count with a specific attribute name, it will not count the entry that is missing. So it will give the count to 33. Okay. Now see, use the SQL statement average and count. Okay. Now again, what the drawback of the count static statement for average? Average के लिए क्या होगा? Average formula is sum of all the values, okay, divided by the total number of values. ठीक है. Suppose I said I use a count static command, okay, and it gave me total values were 34, okay, and I said row number 3 was missing, still it is giving me 34. Now if I want to add all values in all the rows and I want to calculate their average, it when it will calculate the average, it will divide the sum of all number with 34, but actual values were 33. It is dividing with 34 because I use a count static formula, so the average will be wrong. Okay, so if you want to get the correct answer, what you will use? You will use count and the field name. And now if you will use the average statement, because now because of using this count statement with the attribute name, it displayed the value 33. Now when it will find out the average, it will divide the sum of all value with 33. Now the average will be correct. Is that clear? Okay, period is over.